Hello, lads. Welcome to Sonic Colors. How you doing, Max?
Oh, you're gonna put that British U in there.
The Colors, yes.
Colors.
All right.
Color.
Yes. Shit. It's been a couple of weeks and I totally forget where we were.
Oh yeah. It wasn't that
we're clearly
weird
not
pumpkin
completing
world.
any of these, but okay, no. Here we go. We've got Aquarium Park and Asteroid Coaster to go.
Okay, gotcha.
What are you feeling?
Asteroid Coaster, because Aquarium Park sounds. I think you actually started Aquarium Park maybe for a second before we ended the last stream. So
And it seemed like some bullshit.
maybe. Yeah, let's see what Asteroid Coaster is about. I bet both of our viewers thought we were gonna abandon this shit.
Oh yeah, no. We spent like a solid 10 minutes before starting the stream, like looking at projects that we've let sit idle. Oh, I can jump to get the
Sweet.
No!
Oh no!
You fucked me, Tails. Let's try that
How did
again.
you not know that was gonna happen? That really looked like. How could you possibly predict that?
Right?
Although, like,
we did nothing to stop it.
you jumped and you didn't keep your inertia. Like, Robotnik has figured out how to cancel out inertia.
Now we got it.
I mean, right now it's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, where was that
Jesus.
the first time?
Sonic's just puking. Oh, it's just so fucked up. Who keeps building these things? Oh, so how's your week going, buddy? Shit.
You know what? Week's going pretty good. It's amazing what being consistent with your meds will do.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that does
Feeling
help
pretty
things.
good.
All right, so how do I use
And I'm
these?
off tomorrow, which is great, so I could just, like, do fucking whatever after the. That's a new one.
Oh shit! I'm a
Yeah,
shark.
Sonic Unleashed. Oh, you grow.
Oh, he's eating shit. It's Katamari.
It's a fucking mobile game.
Oh no.
Alien eats the humans and gets bigger.
You know, it's weird.
But
Out of
now
all the
you can't play for
franchises
10
that have
minutes.
released shitty mobile games, Sonic, like we've had Sonic Dash, which wasn't that bad actually.
Oh, I forgot about Sonic Dash.
I mean, it wasn't a bad game.
It's like, you know, it wasn't fucking, you know, Baldur's Gate 3, but I would play it if
Yeah.
I was waiting for, you know, a train or something.
I was gonna say I never spent any money on it, but I definitely just like thumbed through it occasionally. Oh
Yeah.
god.
Speaking of, Katamari did have a mobile game, but it was one of
Oh, yeah.
those. This is like in the 2010s when those idle, doesn't actually have any gameplay games were popular. Where all you did was
okay.
like you tap
Yeah.
the screen and your Katamari ball picked up more stuff.
Right, you
And it was
essentially just
like-
kind of like watched the game unfold.
How long can you do this before you either get bored or your phone dies? Get the high score.
The further we get into this game, it's still fun, but as I discussed last week, like the controls are, I don't know, it kind of pulls you away from controlling Sonic a lot of times,
Yeah.
and at first I resented it for it, but I'm kind of seeing where it's really necessary because, oh god,
Whoa!
the
I
controls
will say
are
it's like
okay.
I feel like even what people consider to be the best 3D Sonic game, which is Generations, which I don't know, it is one of the best. I definitely don't agree with that. Like, I think Adventure is still.
Yeah, I do not. I mean, I liked Sonic Generations when I played it. I don't know if I'd call it the best.
Because again, it's like the control scheme, the feel of it when you were 2D Sonic, it was fine, but it was not one-to-one with the 2D games.
No.
And I imagine it's like this one where it's whoa.
All right.
guess there's more to do down here.
I guess so.
Where it's like really floaty and like kind of, I don't know, Sonic can't stop on a dime. He like slips a little too much.
Yeah, and his jump isn't quite right, I remember.
No, the jump is not right. It's like, I don't know. something about when he's like in the air and how fast you start moving and stop moving, it just was not right. So
This is starting to feel like some horse shit.
A little bit. How the hell do you get up there?
Let's eat some bricks.
Oh,
all right.
Hey, it's the right one.
Hey, there we go. We kind of took
the stage looked really fun.
slow road to get there, but it's kind of funny because like overall, like I am having fun with this, but
Yeah.
Sonic in 3D historically is a series that has some middle highs and some truly low lows.
Oh yeah. You know, a lot of people liked Sonic Heroes. I never gave that game a chance. So
Me neither. I
can't tell you
actually
how good
did play it a little bit, and I did not like it.
I played one literal stage, didn't even finish a zone at a friend's house, and it was the first stage. It's like, okay, this is fine, but actually really annoying. Like, I don't want barriers in a Sonic game where it's just like, oh, you gotta stop here and be someone else. It's like, no.
Yeah.
No, make your characters more compelling. Like, sorry. Even Knuckles, who's probably the next best character and most fun to play, like in a 3D Sonic game, I just want to play more Sonic, really. Like,
right? Yeah, you can tell when the controls are just not playing ball.
Yeah, you were telling me that with the wall jump, especially the last time.
Yeah, the wall jump is not my friend. Jesus! Oh, God! Tails! Tell Knuckles! That bastard owes me money. Oh.
Some dying words.
Right.
He can't even get the money. He just wants him to feel bad.
He just wants him to feel bad.
You were too late, Knuckles.
You were too late, Knuckles. You bugger. Okay, so, I mentioned that, like, as I was starting to bitch and moan about the controls a little bit, last time,
Yeah.
that, Sonic Adventure, the original, despite its, like, broken camera and kind of frequent glitches, it actually did have really decent, 3D controls.
Yeah.
And, I wanted to see, like, Jesus, I can't even move forward right now. I wanted to go back and see if I was really remembering it being that smooth, or if it was just that I was a kid at the time and it just felt different to me because it's all we had.
Yeah.
So I emulated it and played it essentially on the Dreamcast original version with a really good 8-bit DOE controller. And lo and behold, it actually is a better experience. It is as I remember it. What just happened?
Yeah, that red block pushed you out.
Cool.
Yeah, those background 3D weird things will get you.
They got you.
But
yeah, so it wasn't just me. It
version,
actually is a totally different experience from the GameCube and the subsequent Steam ports.
Yeah. It's crazy that the Dreamcast version only has one version as being on the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
And then like everyone else copied the what do you call it?
DX. Yeah.
Which is like, what did that actually add? I know Battle added an actual battle mode.
I mean, the graphics were technically speaking a little nicer, but
I noticed the graphics, and I actually kind of, it's not like I didn't like them, but I didn't think they were better.
No,
I thought they
honestly,
were maybe a little more...
They just made Sonic look a little more like plastic.
Exactly. I was gonna compare it to like when you see someone be like Ocarina of Time in Unreal Engine 4 or something, and those first videos especially were just like, I mean, this looks good, yeah, but it's just like there's no detail. It's just pretty graphics. He looked shinier. He looked more plastic, like you said.
Yeah,
So
I know.
like,
there's
I
a lot of
the
people
version.
out there right now just like going apeshit with the Unreal Engine and just like making demos of old games. Imagine if Zelda Ocarina of Time looked like this. Yeah,
and
I can imagine. And
yeah. It's like, is it cool? Sure, it is.
no!
What?
God damn it, I fucked up.
Now, where are you trying to go?
I don't know.
Because at first I thought you were trying to go to the upper left and make those yellow blocks disappear.
I'm trying to make Sonic disappear. What killed me that time?
I think you were too close to the red block, so you were in the foreground or something. But speaking of, I'm trying to get all the achievements for Nier Automata, and funny enough, you can actually get them all really quickly at the end of the game if you spend not even that much money. I think that's just Yoko Taro.
Wait, like real world money?
No, just money in the game. And it's so easy to get a lot of money in the game. Basically, if you put in like 80 hours or so, I think it's their way of being like, you deserve platinum, whatever, just buy it. And
Like,
also kind of like making fun of gaming culture, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to buy any of the achievements, but so because I also, by working towards them, you also make your character stronger, blah, blah,
Oh, yeah,
blah.
absolutely.
So
damn it, no.
I'm working on that, but in some sections, the whole where it's 2D, and then it switches to 3D or something, or it switches to, hey, there's only a single line here, now there's a background and a foreground, and you're trying to make like a hard jump.
Yeah.
Oh, that was fucking me the other day so badly. Until I figured out there was like a path I wasn't taking, but I thought I had to make like this really horrible jump, and it was not happening with like 2D mode switching to 3D. But yeah, the factory that we're in right now in that game, later on just becomes dark. Like, not like when we play it, you can complete it and it's fine. But if you want to go back to like do certain side quests or pick up chips or something, there's just no power. And it is like the darkest. It's like really like, should I even be here? Are they telling me I shouldn't
is this an
be
area
here?
of the game that I'm meant to be exploring? Kind of dark.
Sort of, and it's like you can tell it is because it's a little different, and there's like new things to pick up. But it's like, holy shit, is it fucking dark? And like, you need the flashlight, and it's kind of like if Link only had one lantern, in an entire castle or something. Like, you can't see a whole lot.
Yeah.
And it's a whole bunch of like platforms that it's like, oh, you're dead.
Right. Sparks writes, more detail isn't always better. It makes it harder to see the important bits. Yeah, that's true. And that's kind of the funny thing about those
graphics in general, Sparks. Spikes.
That's kind of the funny thing about a lot of those Unreal 5 tech demos. Like, yes, the lighting is impressive, and like you can see every blade of grass in Hyrule Field, but again, without solid art direction, you lose a lot of. What the? No, what?
What the?
Why would it tell me to hit B?
Yeah, it's being a little heavy-handed. What is it?
I'm not hitting B. That's for damn sure.
It's like you already have the power, right? I'm assuming that's what they mean.
Oh, it's just telling me that if I hit B, he jumps a little higher.
Gotcha.
What? Oh. Or you can just like teleport right through it. That's cool.
It'll be fun.
I gotta tell you, I'm having fun. Your
Like you said,
buddy
piss your way
Sonic.
through it. Here's the thing: I see what you're supposed to be doing as far as like the timing, but you never really know with these kinds of sections how far out is the background. Like,
yeah, right.
How long is it actually going to take for that blue brick to be completely out in the red?
Uh-huh. Well, and sometimes, like, the pacing
guesswork.
is uneven. Like, he goes further away from the yellow spring than the game intends you to.
Okay, that's fun.
Yeah, it is. Like, he'll occasionally just, like, get away from it. All right.
Wait a second, it wasn't even close to being...
No.
Okay, so it has a huge window where it can hit you.
Where it can absolutely hit you, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, isn't that just cool? Jiminy fucking shit.
Okay, I guess... Oh, yeah, you're right. It's going backwards, it seems like. It doesn't want to go backwards.
Come on. I swear to God, I'm not bad at video games.
Okay, Sparks.
I sent you that when we were talking about the Unreal remakes of Zelda. Yeah. Oh, well.
Oh, hey,
what?
secrets.
Oh my God.
See, and,
I was like, hey,
spikes
cool,
that
I
you should have known
discovered a
about,
neat
idiot.
secret. Nope, you get instantly punished for that shit. Think outside the box, will you? There we go.
Nice. This thing again.
I don't feel like I have quite a good grasp on how the blocks and the aliens are supposed to work. What is even happening? What is happening?
I gotta say, just from watching you, I'd have to play this game. I have no idea how the aliens work.
I thought I knew. What the actual shit? Why can't I use the pink one?
Oh, because you have. I think you can only have one equipped at a time.
Well, but I choose the pink one. But
Okay,
the answer
I think
is
now
no.
you're good. Now you choose the blue one.
Am I supposed to...
Get the pink one again?
I don't understand.
I mean, I'm seeing you choose the blue one.
No. Mm. So, what's new, buddy? This is,
Yeah, nothing much with me.
I'm getting visibly frustrated. Which is always the mark of a good stream. Alright, so we're back here. Can I... No? Okay, they make me pick the blue one. Okay, well now they're staying blocks, and I'm not sure why.
Because you haven't turned into a block, I'm assuming.
Well... What the fuck? But last time they only turned into blocks for a second, and then they immediately... Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know how this one works.
Oh, thank Jesus.
Unless it is like a P-switch kind of deal where... No,
Sonic chose the blue pill.
It's a P-switch, but you can change... You can flip it anytime you want by becoming the block.
Yeah, maybe? I don't know. Oh, come on. You won't let me chase
Also-
down the... Alright.
I just realized that the stage ended, and I was kind of like, wait, what? That you've been almost
Not
like...
a
went
moment
back
too soon. You know what, Max?
I chose the blue pill. What's up?
You know what? I'm calling it. This is not the best. We're all right. We're gonna take a quick pause here. Hey, everybody, welcome back. Max, we're playing a real Sonic game now.
Fuck space.
Fuck space. We're going back to Twinker Park. Let's adjust that volume a little more.
It's never quiet enough, apparently. This is like the fourth time you've had to go down.
Dreamcast games can
rocks
get
too
loud.
hard.
There we go.
Oh my
I think
God.
this will be good.
So, Games Done Quick was doing their stream last week and through the weekend. And Addie sent me something today. Someone that was doing a crazy taxi speed run. But in order to like try to dodge copyright, they had a cover band for Offspring playing behind him.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
That is awesome. Oh, shoot.
Wait.
Sparks.
Lost a pet. Oh, Sparks.
Sparks lost her
Sorry.
cat. Oh. That's a bummer. Wait, I think I remember her saying that.
Oh, this is a little while ago?
Yeah, but she's getting a new
Oh,
one,
a few
which is
months
cool.
ago. Okay, gotcha. All right.
All right, so here's the fun thing about Sonic Adventure. I guess I'm saying this to Sparks and Addy here. We did play this a couple of years ago on Play the Hits. But we did what we were talking about. We did the Steam version, which was a port of the DX version. And so, while it was still fun, we really just did Sonic's scenario because, try as I might, the game never really felt right. Yeah. And so, this is the Dreamcast version on original Dreamcast hardware in 1080p. But the big difference here is truly just the way that it controls, which, you know, even if we only do Sonic's scenario here again, it's just kind of making a point. You know, like, they genuinely got it right the first time. Like, all they really had to do in subsequent entries in 3D Sonic games was just refine this control scheme, make the camera a lot better, and just kind of keep polishing it up. Instead, they tried to reinvent the wheel. They did the rails system and that stupid dash where you lose all control. And
Sonic 2 was interestingly very different as far as control scheme.
It was.
They tried to add a lot, and it was just not the same for sure.
No,
they didn't even use this as a base, really.
Right, and I would say Sonic Adventure 2 wasn't bad.
No, for sure.
Oh wait, hold on a second here. I forgot, Max. Check this shit out. We have a different order here. Boom.
Hey, there we go.
Now we're in 4x3. All right. Back to it. See, it worked itself out. We finally got an excuse to use our cool new border.
We were gonna play a Super Nintendo or something game one of these days soon.
Yeah.
Why not a Dreamcast game?
What are you doing, Chaos?
Stretch Armstrong, it's coming. Oh, maybe not. What the hell?
Nope, he's dead now.
Hey, I'll play with you some other time.
I'll play with you some other time.
I mean, yes, the game we were just playing, definitely just watching it, it looks better as far as Sonic flipping through space and getting Star Fox 64 asteroids and stuff. But gameplay wise, and this game still looks great. The stages,
where you
in action especially.
Maybe it's just me being an 80s baby, but even though I can look at these graphics and tell you that they are antiquated, it still looks impressive to me. Just because I remember that feeling of Christmas Day 1999 opening up my Dreamcast and just losing my shit playing this game, thinking that this was the pinnacle of graphics.
Oh yeah. And it was
somehow
my first experience with it was playing a demo kiosk in a Meijer or something, and it was Wind Valley. And oh my god, that sold me immediately. I was just the graphics I thought were oh my god, this is so much better than the 64, but just how fast it was going in 60 frames a second, I could tell oh shit, this is awesome. And now I'm trying to remember if this game was 30 frames or 60 frames, but
so
it still looked fucking amazing.
Interestingly enough,
You're gonna crash.
and I never knew this because of how smooth it is, but this game is 30 FPS. And the reason I know that is when I was setting this emulator up, I was, making sure that everything was working and that I wasn't getting choppiness, so I turned on the FPS counter.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's really weird. This game runs at 30 FPS. That can't be right. And so I thought it was the emulator, and so I looked it up. No, apparently the original Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast was locked at 30 FPS.
Not surprising given the graphics, and how powerful the Dreamcast is, but it still looks really good. And I remember it just being smooth, so it's just
and
yeah, maybe it didn't go as fast as F-Zero or something, but yeah, it definitely kept up with Sonic's speed.
Yes, and that's what I think I love most about this game, is that there's very few, even the on-rails sections, you're still in control of Sonic. You can make him stop and you can make him die.
And you can make really fast, like what you were doing just there to collect rings. You can make really fast, like, adjustments, like laterally, but without it being like crazy.
Yeah, and there's no dash boosty thing, whatever. It's all just like you have control.
Yeah. Yeah, no crazy, like, on rails, time to, like, hit this thing and watch for your QTE prompts to, like, slide or jump or turn.
Yep, that's exactly right.
It is just you, and you can crank it, like, just hitting B the whole time, but, yeah, if you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna fly out of control.
Yep.
But you can also just, like, still go 75%
And you can do shit
as
like that.
fast. Yeah. And yeah, and it's, like, actual hidden items, like, fancy that.
Right?
I think the best hidden things in 3D Sonic games is when they go 2D.
I know, right?
Otherwise, they don't hide shit in the 3D sections.
Okay, but so playing this, I know it's the first level of the game, but would you say there's a little bit of a difference in my ability?
Yeah. And also, yeah, less glitches as well. Like, how many times have we fallen through the earth there? Like, literally, it's half and half. You know, in the future versions of this game. And
yes,
it was like,
that's
yeah, there
true.
were glitches in the Dreamcast version.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up?
No,
there were
you
glitches,
first.
but I swear the game DX introduced like twice as many glitches, if not
It
more.
absolutely did. And I was going to say, I don't want to have like complete rose-tinted glasses. This is a glitchy game. Like,
Yeah.
we will definitely be experiencing some glitches before the end. But
Yeah.
I would definitely say that they are not as bad or pervasive as later entries in the series.
I mean, Sonic 06, I mean, Unleashed definitely had some glitches too, but 06 was like the pinnacle of that. You were just like falling through the earth for existing. They would just clip in
Sparks and Ad,
mode.
you're still talking about the cat. That's awesome. Sorry, I'm not trying to ignore the chat. I was just like really in the zone there.
Yeah, not bad.
Oh man, this is so much
just
better.
be friends.
Okay.
And
I'm
yeah,
so
like you
glad
were
this
saying
turned
the
into a
last time-
Sonic Adventure redo. What one?
Like you were
because
saying the last
you know,
time,
I didn't
Sonic
realize that we did the original dirty by playing the Steam version.
Hey,
Yeah.
Sonic! Long time no see, huh?
Sonic.
I'm just glad you're okay.
You made your booty tails. Yeah, better to prepare than
What
figure it out
happened
later.
anyway?
Yeah.
You're too good of a pilot to just crash like that.
But yeah, Sonic has full 360
That was
movement
test run
Yes.
using a new
instead of like the
prototype
frickin' 8
prototype.
directions.
It's got a few
Yep,
bugs
full,
to
full,
iron out.
and I believe that's called
Why not
analog
just use my friend, the
joysticks.
tornado?
Thanks, but you
Which
guys
is like,
check out
why-
my newest power supply. Ta-da!
Okay, the GameCube version did that or something. Why wouldn't you go back to the Dreamcast? Why did everyone...
Whoa!
No one did the research!
Emerald.
I know. Well, and I think
Yep,
for
I
Sega, it was
happened to
just,
find one of the 7 emeralds
I don't
during
know,
one of my
maybe
test
the
runs.
the file
This thing's
on the
got a million
GameCube was like
power
more
now.
compatible with
Smart,
everything
isn't it?
else.
Why
It
not
was
use
probably
the
like the
power
path
my
of least
way?
resistance to port it.
Supercharge.
It probably was, given the Dreamcast was more like an
Come on, come over
arcade.
to my workshop, Sonic. I've got something
Oh,
I gotta show
Sparks,
you.
yeah. While the camera was paused, I was juicing, and now I'm really
That's
good at
Slade by
games.
train. Let's go.
Wait, what?
Sparks writes spoilers. It's not at the game. He drank a good at games while on break. I just injected myself with
Jesus.
something, and now I'm awesome. But no, you know, it's really weird, those games that we played 20 or 30 years ago, where we
Ugh.
still have the muscle memory.
Oh yeah. Usually games that I've replayed, for sure, like this one.
Yeah, I don't think I can't go in the sewer yet to get the speed ring. But I mean, like, I'm running around at like 100 miles an hour, and I'm in full control. And like,
train headed for the Mystic Ruins will
but
be
by and
departing
large,
soon.
games today control better than they did in 1999. But when a game nails the controls, and I feel like this game nailed the controls,
Yeah.
it makes a difference, especially when
Especially
you
for the time.
take the
like-
time and get good at it. It's
3D
something.
was still, you know, kind of newer. It wasn't around for like 50 years or anything like that.
No, but
And
yeah,
yeah, so figuring out a Sonic game, and yes, they did like Sonic 3D and stuff. That was not 3D.
yeah.
Like, this was the first game to really do it, and like you said, they got it most right the first time they ever did it.
I agree totally. This game and Mario 64, I think, more than any
You're always
other
up to no good.
early era
Now what do you
3D
want?
games are responsible for how the very best of 3D games today controlled.
Which I would agree with that, especially like the faster kind of ones with this.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, they never went back to this. They're
Nope.
like, okay, now we're gonna, and I respect them for experimenting
Oh, absolutely.
and trying different things. Like Sonic Forces, you know, more power to you guys. You know, it's a little crazy to me, but okay.
But it's weird
Um,
because Sega really seems to have settled on the. I guess what game did that control scheme first come out?
Oh, as far as like the super speed and
The
stuff
super
like that.
dash and the, hop left. Oh, I know which one it was.
Weirdly
It was
enough-
Sonic Unleashed.
It was, yeah. Weirdly enough, it was Unleashed, which introduced this whole wolf mechanic,
Which they
but-
thankfully dropped. But they
Yeah.
did keep the speed stage controls from that game for pretty much every subsequent entry.
And that control scheme, funny enough, at the time was like, oh, Sonic is back. Like,
Yes.
'cause it
And
was
I
a
think
lot of
that's
bad
why
games.
they stuck with it.
When did Unleashed come out? Was that like 2009?
Yeah, I think we were still in college. It was a Wii game originally, right?
And it, did it? I don't know if it ever came out on Wii. It was a 360 PS3.
Oh, was it
as far as
360
I remember.
PS3? Okay.
Yeah, Wii wasn't getting like they got original Sonic games, but it was like Sonic and the Black Knight, and
Yes, that's right. I remember that.
Sonic and frickin' Rings of Fire, and Sonic and the Black Couch. Good games, but
Yeah, actually not
They
bad
were-
games from what little I remember of them.
yeah, they were different, but they were interesting.
Hey, I'll play with you some other time.
But yeah, holy crap. This, as an experiment, this was worth doing just because, like,
I never said that, Sparks. You bad.
Sonic at the Black Couch. Oh, God. Sonic and the casting couch. Oh, no. I'll do anything to be famous. No, Sonic and the Black Knight, Sparks.
No, I did say Black Couch.
You did say Black Couch? That's amazing.
Well, that wasn't so hard.
I love Eggman's death
I love how
animation
this
there. It's so
works.
pathetic. He's like desperately trying to drive away.
Please. He won't get out. Like-
Sir, we know you're in there. Nuh-uh.
Okay,
You want to be a star, don't you? You bet I do. Hey, why are you taking your penis out?
Oh no, isn't that the same monster I saw the other day?
Whoa, that's weird. What are we doing now? Sonic just like... It's not like lack of consent, he's just too stupid.
Stone tablets predicted.
I thought you said you were going to put me on TV.
Every time I feed him a Chaos Emerald. With all 7 emeralds in him, he'll be invincible and work for me.
Also, I'm sorry, there's something charming about the voice acting in this game, too.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not
And also
good,
the
but
music
it's
for
not...
me.
Say that again?
Ultimate City.
Also the music for me, where
the
it's
music.
like it's not big band, but it's not quite rock either. It's like
It
there's
is
some
very
funk to it. There's
emblematic
some
of the
soul
early
to it.
2000s.
Yeah,
Or I guess late 90s, early 2000s.
Sonic!
and I gotta say, like obviously the Sonic stages are my favorite in this game.
Yeah.
I did play all the characters because I want to be Super Sonic at the end of the game.
Absolutely.
But goddamn. And you know what? There was some fun to be had.
Oh,
Not
totally.
really with Big, and not really with the robot. I can't remember. His
Yeah,
name,
but at least Big and the robots sections were short.
yeah, but Knuckles.
Knuckles
could be
was fun in
fun.
this one.
Yeah, as annoying as it could be, it was also fun. And then Amy, I thought was actually pretty compelling too.
Yeah,
like
Amy
it
wasn't bad. Tails was essentially just Sonic Part 2 in this one.
Yeah, basically with a little bit of like you could cheat
Verticality.
A little with the yeah.
Come on, let me in. I want to go fly.
I love that as Knuckles, you could dig anywhere you wanted to, and they're like, yeah, sure, we'll put RNG and you can get speed boots. They don't
Oh,
do anything. But
There was so much hidden ass treasure as Knuckles. Oh shoot, I screwed
Yeah.
it up.
That's okay. That's okay. This was actually one of my probably like as far as my favorite stages. My 2 favorites. Well, I don't know. Red Mountain's really cool, but Red Mountain and Egg Carrier. Fuck. There's a lot of good stages.
There are the only
But-
the only Sonic stage that I wasn't super crazy about was Twinkle Park.
Me too. It wasn't.
It was okay.
And it wasn't bad. But yeah, it was kind of more about the show of it a little bit.
Yeah. Like, if they had just made it entirely a, like, roller coaster go-kart thing instead of the second half being a not quite as good normal stage.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Casinopolis, too, but only because if you're sloppy, it can drag on for a long time.
That's true, but even though I don't have a whole bunch of fun in Casinopolis, I respect the layout of the stage, where it's just like, hey, if you're really good at the pinball, you could get out of the stage in, like, 5 minutes.
Right.
But otherwise, like, if you suck at it, well, you can also go to the sewers. And it was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, the first time I played Casinopolis, I never went to the sewers.
Oh,
and
really?
so it was like,
You
weeks later that I was playing through the early stages again, and I failed one of the pinball games, and it was like, I was like, what the fuck? Where am I? Like,
so, quick side note while you're talking. This is the perfect stage to demonstrate exactly what I was talking about because of these rails.
This was my demo. This is the first time I ever played Sonic Adventure.
So, like, if you remember, you probably don't remember, but a couple of years ago when we played the Steam version of this, I was flying all around and, like, knocking into the walls on those rails because, again, you didn't have that full 360-degree movement.
You kept hitting the sides and stopping.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was really annoying. But here, you can just, like, glide right down them.
Yep.
Anyway.
I mean, that fundamentally broke the game.
It did.
It really did.
Not having analog.
Not
like, I don't know who made that decision.
Yeah.
I get that it's probably easier to program, but...
The fact that the game can play so much better, other than what, honestly, more than 50% of people who remember this game probably have never played the Dreamcast version.
No, they probably don't know how good the controls actually were.
And that makes me sad.
It does.
That really upsets
Sparks,
me.
it was me. I made the decision. Damn you, Sparks. Got that
it was one ring. But yeah, that really upsets me because people say like, oh yeah, Colors is the best one and blah blah blah. Like, okay, I respect that, but have you actually played the Dreamcast version of Sonic Adventure? Yeah. Like,
well, it's kind of funny because I think a lot of folks who would argue that like Generations or Colors were the best 3D Sonics, maybe basing that off of the fact that the DX version is the version of Sonic Adventure they played.
Yeah, they may think it sucks as much as 06. Like, oh yeah, one of the complaints you see all the time is, oh, it's so glitchy.
It is a little glitchy.
Yeah, and sure, the Dreamcast version has its glitches, but they didn't kill you as much as every version afterward did. Like,
yep, that's exactly
you don't fall
right.
through the earth all that much in this game. Maybe a couple times.
The train headed for Station Square.
Another fun thing, like if you really get in the zone with the controls, you noticed how I jumped about 20 feet into the air?
Oh yeah.
When you're on a ramp with Sonic, if you jump and hold at exactly the right time, you can get some serious elevation.
You get vertical. Yeah.
And it's not like a gameplay element that you're ever required to do, but at the same time, it's there, and you can like sequence break a little bit if you know how to do it.
You're coming up to Casinopolis.
Yeah, and so I cut you off while you were talking about Casinopolis. Sorry about that.
Oh, no, that's okay. I don't remember what I was saying other than the sewer surprised me.
Wait,
but
sewers.
It's like
I can go to the sewers.
Can you?
Yeah, in fact, I'm supposed to, right? In order to get
you're right. Because that thing in there is the upgrade. It's not the original. You're right. Because it's like you're supposed to get that to get into the casino, but you were talking about getting vertical. You could do that too.
Yes, actually, you could. You were talking about kind of like how you enjoyed Casinopolis for kind of a different reason than the stage itself, and I'd be inclined to agree because like the times when I have the most fun with Casinopolis is when I'm not actually trying to make my way through the game, but I'm just like replaying stages, and I just want to play some pinball because the two pinball games are actually pretty involved and pretty fun.
And they randomly just put knights.
Like,
okay, cool.
Let you race toward rings at light speed. As long as
and they just straight up like ripped the character model straight from the Sega Saturn, and
yeah,
damn, there's a game. Ooh, I'd be curious because I have Knights both as a ROM and as a Steam file. I'm wondering if the Steam version of that game was butchered in any way. Though granted, I don't have enough experience with the original Knights to really tell you.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, like I
Was there a Knights game on Dreamcast?
no.
Because I
Or at
just
least not
remember,
that I know
the
of.
Saturn.
Saturn, to my knowledge, is the only one.
I think so.
And with the Saturn version, I never owned a Sega Saturn, but I did play like a couple kiosks of it with like the EB Games in Toledo.
Yeah,
And,
me
and
too.
so that was really my only experience with Knights. And so
Ooh,
I
do you want
have
the-
kind of like a vague fever dream recollection of
The
how it
train headed for
controlled.
the Mystic Ruins will be departing
Do you
soon.
want the bracelet?
Oh yeah, let's get
or
the bracelet.
Not
Good
yet.
call. Ain't nobody got time for the
Waiting
full
all day for you
charge.
to charge up. This door can be a little finicky if you're like light hits the switch too soon kind of
Right?
deal.
Or if you're playing the wrong version of this game.
That's true too.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right. In this game, you really had to be facing them.
get in there. That's all right.
Worst hotel ever.
Like, oh my god, who put this here?
My child got crushed to death. 3 stars.
There we go.
Nice.
Yeah, definitely not as hard as the DX version.
This is the crystal ring. This reduces the time needed to
But
store
yeah,
power
I'd be
for the
curious about that. I
Lightspeed
should look that
dash.
up before we ever give Knights a playthrough on this channel. Like,
I don't
should
even know
I
if Knights
just
is a good
download a
game.
ROM, or is it worth trying to play the Steam version?
I have no idea if it's. I did play Knights, like you said, at a kiosk. All I remember is like floating around and going
The
through
train
breaks.
headed for the
Yep,
Mystic
that was pretty much the whole
Ruins
game.
will be departing soon.
I don't know if it's a good game, but it's iconic and it's pretty.
Oh,
Whee! Nice.
okay, those are the cool kind of
That's
glitches.
some serious air, dude.
Damn it. Come on, Sonic.
That lady is in the grips of a gambling addiction.
She's just seeing this little animal, like, flying around.
And a drug addiction. Oh god, I gotta stop doing DMT.
By the way, I don't know if you noticed, but I have retro achievements activated on this game. And a whole bunch
Okay,
of other
when
games.
you beat Chaos and Robotnik, I thought I saw like half of an achievement pop up, and I'm like, what?
Which one is the Knights one?
The
always
pink
forget.
one, I think. This one.
This one, the card? Okay. You can get way more rings doing Knights.
Yeah, that's true. If you go through their weird world.
Yep.
Bum, bum, bum.
Oh yeah, the music too. Yeah, you're right. This is a vibe. This is like really.
It
Every time I hear certain tracks of this game,
Nice.
I am like transported.
The game was a vibe, and it was just like, I don't know. And it kind of reminds me of the Yakuza series, where it's just
It
like
is,
it's
yeah,
trying to
Sega.
have fun.
Yep.
It's just trying to have fun.
Sega really carved out like a new identity for themselves around this time. Like,
Yeah.
it sucks that they got out of the console market when they did with the Dreamcast, but at the same time, like, they kept their identity, and you're right, they're an extremely fun developer.
Yeah.
And right
And it's
now,
just
they're
like-
probably my favorite developer. Like, there's nothing that Sega does, even the games they make that I'm not super interested in, like, they have a serious appeal for their target audiences. And
Oh yeah.
weirdly enough, Sonic, who's still their mascot, is kind of their most inconsistent performer.
Yeah, I know. That's definitely not like Mario. But they just like they have so many varied things, you know. And they got their RPG. They got Sammy.
They are my favorite RPG maker right now.
I get it. I mean, Metaphor. Like,
Metaphor, Yakuza, Persona. It's like the holy trinity of RPGs for me right now. Nothing says
Strip,
Sonic like
man.
pinball. Spark, did you ever play Sonic Pinball on the Genesis?
oh, Spinball.
Pinball, yeah, not pinball.
That's
Spinball.
right. You know
That
what's
game
weird?
was trippy as
Genesis.
shit.
Genesis had some of the fucking best pinball games.
Yep.
I don't remember if Alien
It also was a
Crush
very
was on
different
there.
vibe than.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't
like the
oh, go ahead.
'90s was the early '90s was like Sega's grunge era,
Yeah, they were definitely trying to differentiate themselves from Nintendo.
and
who was-
especially in America, they
totally
really
family.
embraced that like kind of punk attitude hard. You know.
yeah. For sure.
Whereas
Which
this is a
like,
totally different Sega.
Yeah.
Thematically.
Like,
I mean, they still make fun games, but...
I know definitely like Sega of America, their Sonic team, they, they had their own aesthetic too. So sometimes they would, in the early games, they definitely put their mark on things, like to a degree that Sega of Japan, like, never authorized them to. Like, Robotnik wasn't even... Robotnik is a completely American invention.
Yes.
And then they ended up incorporating it. Like, oh, that's his real name, but he goes by Dr. Eggman. It's like, okay.
Because they just couldn't let that go.
Because Robotnik became so popular, like the name. It's just like, okay, you're doing really good at this, by the way. That's, or at the very least, like, you haven't gone down to the sewers or exited the game yet.
Spark's response, by the way, was she didn't have a Genesis, but she played Pokemon Pinball on the Game Boy Color. That was one that I remember.
That game was crazy fun.
I never played it, but I remember it. Because it didn't have like some kind of special pack attached to it where, like, it was Rumble or something.
I think you're right. There was like a Rumble thing for the Game Boy, and yeah, Game Boy Color. So at this time, this was around when the N64 was out. But yeah, that game, I guess like a lot of the older pinball games had a big sense of verticality.
Yeah.
Oh, you have the Game Boy Rumble pack. That's awesome. Where it's just like, yeah, you would follow the ball and you'd go pretty high up, and it's like, oh, here's a third tier with its own paddles and stuff. Which, yeah, Crew Ball was the same way, which is probably my favorite pinball game of all time. It's just pinball, but with a heavy metal theme, and it's Motley Crue songs for the Genesis. It is so good. Like fucking playing alien, like demons and centipedes crawling out of the board, and you have like Kickstart My Heart going on in the background. It's fucking cool.
Sounds like an acid trip shit.
A little bit.
How many rings do I need to get the Chaos Emerald in this game? In this one?
300, I believe.
300. All right, we're almost there.
You're almost there.
Almost
Don't have
there.
to get yourself dirty. You were the one that sent me the showering Sonic meme the other day.
Yeah.
Sorry,
hey, girl. You frying chicken over there? Nah, I'm just kidding. You make a lot of noise when you pee. I think that's sexy. God.
I forgot about that one. I was talking about the one where he's definitely at Catsinopolis, and he's like dirty or something, and he's like showering.
Oh, and he's like filthy from the sewer. I thought you meant that meme, that horrible.
No, but that one was
meme.
even funnier. It sounds like fried chicken.
Sounds like fried chicken when you pee. I think that's hot.
I like that.
I like that. Yeah, that's what it was. I like that.
God, you're almost fucking there.
What is wrong with this?
You can get the rest by hitting the jackpot machines in the casino itself.
Yeah, I can. But here we are.
But here we are.
We're following through with the
away.
Knight's Pinball. How do speedrunners of this game address this stage, I wonder? Is it easier just to go through the sewers?
I don't think they can glitch it. Yes, it's definitely quicker to get the rings in the sewers.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Definitely 300 down there, like easily. What do you call it? With all the like 10 ring capsules and stuff. Yeah, use that tilt, baby.
You break that machine. I kind of like the picture. It's actually Sonic like on the pinball machine. He's just like punching it. Oh God. Well, guess we got to sit through this sequence one more time.
Oh my God. I'm not complaining. I remember there was like no functional difference, but I think we literally talked about this when we played the Steam version, that the DX version didn't have the smooth Sonic jump.
Right.
And it's just like this version had both, and was it a glitch or what was it? It was like how you were moving or how fast you were moving. But I always wanted the smooth jump.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, otherwise, it's just like, I don't know. Didn't look as good.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, it should be 300.
Also, I might just be crazy, but I definitely feel like the lighting is better in the Dreamcast version.
I wonder if it's brighter. Oh shit! I think you can still reach it.
God damn it, Max!
I lied.
You fucked me, Max.
It must be 500.
No.
Let's go to the sewers.
Let's go to the sewers. See, this is what I hate about Casinopolis.
Gosh, 500 rings. They
Couple
really
of
want this
those.
to be a 10-minute stage.
Yep, sure is. God damn it, Tails!
Taking me away when this pinball machine was hot. You have a problem, Sonic?
Sonic, what's wrong? I want to die, Tails. We've been here forever. I can't gamble anymore. I've lost the thrill entirely. Sonic's just got a problem with gambling.
You need help with getting rid of a buzzkill fox? Yeah, I know.
Yeah, right. Come on, hit me. Talking to you, dealer.
Talking to you, plug.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
10 dings. Wait, 10 rings. Yeah, Shang-Chi and the 10 rings, I think, right?
Oh, yeah, she's right. There was a...
But also these things.
I actually really like that movie.
Yeah, you know what? As far as like the newer Marvel movies, it
Yeah.
was the only one I kind of enjoyed as much as the old ones.
Right? Like, it was really funny.
It was funny, that's true. I mean, it definitely hired some people that were like in comedy movies, like Aquafina.
Yeah.
But it was just a funny movie. Oh yeah, I don't know why these lights would like dazzle you sometimes, and it would make Sonic stop. Nice. Oh, these lights, yeah, that's right.
Climb the ladder, Sonic.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
You got him so filthy, Tails. Oh, yeah. This do it for you, Max?
Wash yourself.
Fucking
You've been dirty.
get in there. Don't be afraid to get in there, Sonic.
Get in the shoes too. Make them sopping wet. I want to hear them. I want to hear those
Sopping wet
galoshes.
Hedgehog. No, Sonic the Hedgehog. No, shut up, everybody. All right, let's finish this fucker out after 10
Tails,
minutes.
it's already all over the internet. Everyone draws it.
Yeah,
I don't
right.
do this couch thing. I'm just not making money off of what's already out there.
Sparks, I'm uncomfortable. Yeah, we all are.
Sorry.
That would be funny. Sonic just decides to lean into it. He's, if you can't beat him, join him, right? Guess I do porn now.
Hey.
There it is.
Stupid premise to get a Chaos Emerald.
Yeah,
You need to
not bad.
physically get your ring shaken out.
Tails, I feel like I can
fucking love
breathe
it.
again. All right, now back to your regularly scheduled 2-minute long trials.
Oh, there's the snowfields next, right? Yep. There
Yes,
we go.
this is another good stage. Can we skip cutscenes?
Ah, these idiots.
Yeah, I
mean,
know. I love how quickly
Robotnik had
Sonic
no
and
right
Tails
getting
like
the
fall
emeralds
for
in this game.
for Eggman's tricks and manage to like lose the.
Ding
Oh
ding.
no, the Chaos Emerald!
No,
I also love how
don't.
selectively slow he is, right?
Hey, right?
Like literally, the second you see Eggman show up, just run 100 miles an hour, like 20 blocks away from him, and he can't catch you.
Yeah, seriously.
There should be no reason why he ever gets a single emerald,
Oh, man.
much less gets
What
all
happened
of
to
them
that
from
emerald you
I
Sonic.
was about to say the games where he like starts off with them all, and he's already
I
built a
guess Eggman's
fucking
got one of them.
space
But the other
station or
one's safe.
something.
Yeah.
That
Is a
guy
little
must
more
be
realistic
desperate.
to me
That means
than
his
like this
2
one
to
where
our
he's
1,
just
and
like,
that's
oh, I
not
need to.
good. Come on, Sonic, we need to get
It's like,
busy.
is he waiting for you to get them, and because he knows you're such an idiot?
That's-
That doesn't track, but that seems to also make the most sense.
It does. It makes the most sense to me.
He could have just flown in that casino. Like, he could have floated up there and got that thing.
The train headed for the Mystic Ruins will be departing soon.
So yeah, sorry to everybody, you Sparks, who was looking forward to us finishing Sonic Colors, but man, that kind of had some Mario Sunshine vibes, where it makes a really good first impression, but then like the more complicated the levels get, like the more the control limitations really shine through.
Well, it'll be fun to complete this one.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, so I was about to tell you my top 2 stages of this game, and then I was like, wait, shit.
Oh,
Are those
shit,
my
yeah.
top 2 stages? I don't know. But if I had to say, oh, fuck. I guess just because of the first impression, Wind Valley is one of them.
Wind
and
Valley
the other
is
one,
incredible.
The train
I
headed
also
for
have to
Station
say
Square will
my
be
favorite is
departing
probably
soon.
Speed Highway.
I think everyone would say Speed Highway.
Probably.
It really is good. I mean,
has
like,
it
it
all.
captures the speed element perfectly.
And the music is different in all 3 sections, but it's like so different where it's like the first one's like, yeah, fuck yeah, get out of here. You're escaping the city before
Right.
escaping the city was a thing. And then it's like so calm and peaceful and somehow like evoking old
But like
Sonic
you've
games
actually
in
made
the
it
third
out,
act.
kind of thing.
Yeah, it's cool.
It
But
is.
yeah, the first part of it is still the best part where you're just like fucking flying.
Yeah, where you're just flying. Yeah, it's awesome. Also, side note, I never realized until, we compared it to the DX version, but the ice effects in this game were kind of trippy.
Oh yeah.
But like, they didn't have anything approaching like ray tracing reflections, but they tried, and it looks kind of cool.
Yeah, they had to get creative, and a lot of games did interesting things. I remember when we were kids, like one of our watermarks, or one of our signs of good graphics a lot of time was, oh, look at the water in this game.
Oh yeah, water was a big deal.
N64, look at this water. PS2, look at this water.
Like Wave Race, and again, Mario Sunshine. Man, those were big leap forwards.
Yeah. Like, look at this fucking stage. Not one of my favorites, but I do like it.
Me too.
There's not a, like you said, Twinkle Park might be the only stage I'm like, eh. Everything else, it has their moments.
It
and
does.
it's like, look at this freaking stage. It's like this gauntlet. You
Yeah,
can
it's
see
way
the
more of
whole
a
part of it,
platformer than the other ones.
and it has like a good sense of verticality.
And it's even kind of reflected in the music, where like the beat is just much slower than other stages because you're meant to be kind of taking your time and.
And it is somewhat linear, like definitely enough where you can follow where you need to go, but it never feels linear. Like
No, I mean this
even
game
if
just
it
had
is.
good level design.
It was good design. They
not to fall off.
knew what worked. They like kept to some core tenets of like, hey, we need to play this game. QA test it. Is it actually
Whoa.
fun to play?
Use
There's
the tab to
something.
jump.
But,
It
hey,
worked
it
itself
worked in your
out.
favor.
That was actually kind of amazing. Total glitch, but then it just deposited me right where I needed to be. I know this part's really cool too. That's the other thing about a lot of these stages. They don't have Act 1 and Act 2 like the old, 2D Sonic games, but the stages are very clearly split up into halves.
Oh yeah.
A lot of them, anyways.
Only thing is, there's no way to get if you're going for like ring total.
Yeah, I still don't know how you're supposed to do that in this part.
I think just memorize it.
I mean, I've played it enough where I kind of have memorized it, but still to this day don't get a single ring in that part.
Oh yeah, me either. You have secret tunnel on the left, I think.
I think that's coming up.
Coming up, yeah.
Oh god, I've lost control! Oh god! I was trying too hard to stick to the left. Just go with the flow, man.
Yeah. Time to trick out.
Tricky to rock around, it's right on time, it's tricky! God, remember SSX Tricky?
I do.
That was a fun game.
You know what? Even though SSX Tricky was fun, I gotta say, I had a lot of fun in the Final Fantasy VII snowboarding game.
Yeah, actually.
I mean, there was like the story part of it, which was just ridiculous, but then Gold Saucer added the balloons.
Yeah, there were some fun challenges actually in that.
Yeah, getting those green balloons where you had to like keep, because it reminded me Sonic hitting those ramps, where you like had to hit those ramps perfectly.
Yep.
And it was a lot of fun. And you could like get pretty good at it. Like the control scheme was actually like, hey, speed up going forward, pull
shoot.
back to brake, and it was pretty responsive. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like, I would not mind, because they made a whole I think, mobile game or something, like based on, yeah, it was a mobile game, I think, based on Cloud and the motorcycle. And it's like, that's cool,
Yeah.
but I think Cloud and snowboarding, you could make a whole mini game out of that.
I'll be really curious to see what they do with that sequence in the third part of the 7 remake.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, good
not bad.
good to know. Interesting. That's not in the second one, but yeah,
No,
I also
mean,
kind of
it's not even a spoiler. The second one ends exactly where you think it ends.
yeah, Ancient City.
Yep.
That's what I was thinking.
Which is kind of weird because, yeah, that's about the halfway point in the game, but there's still a lot of game to cover in.
For
You know.
sure. I have to remind myself that unlike the other games, it's not like they were much longer. They really weren't. It was just they had 4 discs, and disc 3 of Final Fantasy VII is really just a dungeon.
Right.
The train headed for Station Square will be departing soon.
Will it now?
This is also one of the first games,
Wait.
you know, it was around this time they started normalizing, although most games still refuse to do it. I almost forgot about Knuckles too.
Yeah, me too. I was about to head back to the city and be like, where the hell are we supposed to go?
Yeah.
What's
His
up,
name is
Knuckles?
Knuckles. He doesn't like to chuckle.
I'm gonna fuck your mother.
A little bit.
I'd rather
Something
cuck your
bugging
uncle.
you? No time for games, Sonic. Give me the emeralds you have.
Oh yeah.
Right now.
I was like, oh yeah, this voice actor.
Yeah, he was a lot more vanilla.
What?
Hmm.
Let's just see you take him.
Huh.
I don't know why, because Knuckles has never had anything even remotely resembling
I
a
love
Brooklyn
this.
accent, but that's always what I put on him in my head.
Now it's what I put on him
Oh, no.
too, because of you.
Oh no.
Give it your
Oh, no.
best shot.
Oh no.
Oh
Oh
no.
no.
Oh no.
I love it.
Oh no.
Idiots.
Like I said, the voice acting in this
Oh,
game
no.
definitely isn't good, but when you think
Chaos
about like
Emeralds.
what came before it, like we joke all the time about the Mega Man PS1 games. There
That
was
was
some
kind of the
really
norm.
bad voice acting out there, and at the very least with this one, they have distinct identities, and everyone kind of at least seemed into their performance.
Yeah. And like a lot of these games, you know, kids playing them these days, it's like, oh yeah, this came out in 2007 or 1997, like Symphony of the Night. It's like, yeah, but they actually changed the voice actors in this remake you're doing.
Uh-huh.
Even though it
Hold
looks
it right
exactly
there,
like
creep.
the PS1
You
version.
can't get away with
Like
this.
a lot of these games that they re-released,
Don't
they
tell me
just
Eggman tricked
did
you
different
again.
voice actors.
Me?
Yeah.
What about you?
Who apparently
go,
like are
Knucklehead.
actually voice actors. I don't know if it was just using their kids or something in
Right.
these old games. It's just like, okay. And yeah,
Or
this
like
was
the
better than
illegal
a lot of
immigrant
stuff
who's
back then.
cleaning their floors in the night shift. Like, hey, come here.
Hey, we
Say this into this microphone. Okay, sir. Can you try to sound more American? I will try.
These are for you,
my friend. I remember every fucking
It was
word
the intern.
in this game.
Yeah, me
and how
too.
it's intonated.
I played this game a lot, man. Like,
I did too. It was fun as hell.
it was. Man, like,
No one ever cuts us any
the
slack.
Dreamcast was probably the most short-lived system I ever owned. But while it was out, I don't think I had quite as much fun with any other console. Like, if it had lasted longer, it would probably be my favorite system of all time.
It was good.
That honor still goes to the SNES, but just because without the SNES, I would never have gotten into video games.
Yeah, it was definitely like our first system we could say was kind of like ours.
Yes. But like in terms
Even-
of sheer quantity of games that I love, it's probably tied with the PS1. But I don't know, like as nostalgic as I am for the PS1, I think like, I don't know, my earliest memories as a child of like getting used to a controller and learning to love games all came from the SNES.
Yeah, and nothing kind of beats like as far as like nostalgia dopamine. Nothing beats fucking booting up Final Fantasy 4 or
Uh-huh.
6 or Link to the Past or something for me.
Oh
It's,
god, every time I hear the Link to the Past opening jingle, like the rupee sound and then the do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah.
Like I always like I was joking a little bit about how the music in this game like transports me a little bit.
Yeah.
That's like every SNES track.
Yeah, and specifically like you mentioning the intro sounds to like Link to the Past. That's something that I always imagine if they ever did a remake or another spiritual successor, I guess that's not Link Between Worlds.
Right.
That's how they would start it out, and I would just love that. I
Me
would
too.
freak the hell out. I could see it in like an E3 like announcement or something.
Yeah, or a
Of
Nintendo
just having
Direct.
the Triforce
Yeah.
coming down and making that.
Oh god.
Which
That'd
was
be cool.
another thing when we first watched, because the first time I ever saw the Scott Pilgrim movie was with you back in DeKalb.
Yeah, that's right.
And I remember, and it's like I read the comic, but I didn't know what to expect from the movie. And once they started it out, like fucking that, with that sound effect,
Some other time.
I was like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah, they got the
gonna
identity
be a
right. Yeah. But yeah, like nothing quite hits the nostalgia bone like the really early childhood stuff. Even the stuff that's like objectively not very good. The fact that like you were experiencing it when you were that little, it kind of became yours. And so yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was I'm trying to think of, well, I don't know. The other part about it is like I know that it's only because like I had a totally different perception of time at that age, but like the SNES generation just felt so much longer to me than the ones that came after it.
Yeah. I agree, even though it was kind of a standard, or sort of standard.
It actually was a
7
little
years.
bit shorter.
You're right, because it was 96 when the
Yeah, the SNES in America was
SNES came out.
91 to 96. It was only 5 years.
Yeah. But it felt really long, you're right. And I think that is just like time really does feel longer when you're small.
Right.
Because I guess it's like less of your life behind you. So
Right.
5 years to us was like, oh, that's most of our life.
Yep.
guys go.
For at least behind us, so.
Yeah, it is weird, but you're exactly right. The way that you perceive time is just strange. And so, yeah, it felt like I had the SNES forever. And then, like, PS1 was really long. But then GameCube and PS2 were shorter. PS3, like, I don't know, it was like a flash in the pan. PS4 legitimately was a longer console generation. But then also, like, I don't know, like, I just kind of savored it more because there was so much going on in my life while the PS4 was out. That's probably my most nostalgic modern system.
Oh, yeah. And it was a return to form. From like PS1 games, basically.
It was, yeah. The PS4 really felt like they were aiming to recapture some of the magic of kind of like 90s, early 2000s PlayStation.
PS4 generation, just that time, was the first time I started feeling like, okay, with these systems, because, obviously there's PC gaming, and these days it's more blurry between like the consoles and the PC. But back then it was like, this is the PS4 generation,
Oh, yeah, totally.
And that was the first time I felt like, okay, there's indie games, but I used to think, hey, indie games were the retro games that big companies don't make anymore. And then there's the AAA games, and that's all there is. And that wasn't true. It never was.
Yeah, that's
but
right.
That's kind of how it felt, because AAA developers were kind of only making those types of games. And if they were smaller games, they were not retro. They were still like 3D games.
Mm-hmm.
And now, and then there was the indie people doing like these actually indie games that were not full games. And then you get like a Cave Story or something and be like, oh shit, this is like one of those old Super Nintendo games.
Yeah, right.
And now,
or something like Hollow Knight, which is just like an evolution of it.
And nowadays, indie developers, AAA, they all do it. Like Ubisoft came out with the Prince of Persia game last year. That was a Metroidvania.
Yeah, and I love that we're kind of in this era where, in order to be like a mainline title, a game doesn't necessarily have to be like full 3D or open world. Like, it can have just like really high quality sprite work, and it's just like a stylistic difference.
And they might even like win awards and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
PS4 generation was the first time I felt like there was that freedom.
Yeah.
That it's like it has the power to do this, but it also like has the quote unquote power to do anything it wants. It doesn't have to look 3D. And even if it was emulating, it could emulate up to like the 32-bit stuff really well.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine.
Well, and Sparks
So-
makes a good point, too. And we also live in the era where anybody with a computer can learn to make a game and then sell it on Steam.
Yeah. And it's like...
Like, how many, really good RPGs are there out there that were just made with RPG Maker?
Seriously. Like, and I want to get into that, not like it would be any good, but just like...
But, you know,
to make
like,
it
you
that
and I
accessible.
love RPGs, like, classic RPGs so much that I bet you if we learned how to make, like, a fun combat system, like, I think we could come up with a cool story.
I think so.
Sparks, do you know how to do
I
RPG
remember-
Maker? We should
I
start like a
hear-
little development team.
That would be... Ooh, what would be our name?
Play the hits.
Have a good night, Eddie.
Night, Eddie.
PTH.
Yeah,
But I also,
PTH
like,
Studios.
Sometimes I'll be on Reddit and I'll see like that brand new sentence Reddit, and it'll be like, oh, that's an interesting thing. That should be a band name or something. Or what was it? It wasn't even brand new sentence. I just saw something yesterday. Someone
Way to go, Tails!
they were talking about airline pilots and stewards and stewardesses, and they were like, these people are just slut goblins, and I was like, what?
Slut goblins.
What does that even mean? It's just like they're so annoying and they are demanding at the bar, and then they fuck each other. Well, this was someone who worked at a hotel, so being they were like a hotel bartender, and they talked about just seeing pilots and the airline crews come in, and it was just like, interesting take, but I love Slut Goblin.
Yeah, Slut Goblin.
So it's like, yeah, we could be the Slut Goblins.
The Slut Goblin Studios, yeah. Maybe that should be the name of our game, Slut Goblins.
Slut Goblin.
An all-new indie RPG.
Tails?
Sometimes you end
Did
up
you
with
play
really
as a
incredible
Slut
games
Goblin,
like Stardew Valley, which was made by one guy. Yeah, some of my favorite, I guess you can't really... Well, some of them you can call indie games because they were sold and they were indie games. But then, whoa, Sonic, what happened to your eye there? But then sometimes, Sparks makes a good point. Like, sometimes one person will just make a passion project that turns out to be better than, 90% of everything else that comes out that year. And the biggest example I can think of is AM2R. I mean, it was literally just a labor of love, and it's probably the best Metroid game. Period.
No way would I disagree with that. Even if I actually, maybe this one's my favorite. It's so well made.
Yeah.
It feels so good.
Listen, this birdie seems to be in trouble.
But
so you need to be his
what was I saying?
bodyguard
And to Sparks' point, as far as Stardew Valley is probably the most impressive thing to me.
Yeah.
Even though it's Undertale personally is holy shit, I can't believe basically one person did this.
Right.
Music and everything. Stardew Valley literally changed the industry. And that's one guy.
Right. How many Stardew Valley clones are there out right now?
Exactly.
Which is funny because all he really wanted to do with Stardew Valley was make the Harvest Moon game that everybody wanted.
Exactly. And he did it better, for sure. I don't know, I only know, modern Stardew Valley, so I don't know, what it was like in early access, blah, blah, blah. But, looking at, Addy play it in the modern day and seeing YouTubers play it, it's this is definitely more involved than Harvest Moon ever was. And,
now what?
But yeah, one person basically came out with Stardew Valley, and now, like you said, every single farming simulator, cozy, I don't even think we would have the term cozy gaming. If it wasn't for Stardew
that
Valley.
I think even more than the farming sims, it invented cozy gaming.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Man.
That is completely
That girl
nuts.
is such a
And the dude is still updating the game for free. It is a labor of love.
Absolutely. And it's funny because even though I've never been a huge farm sim guy, I thought Stardew Valley was really cool, but cozy is kind of its own vibe now too, where it's like a subgenre. So you have cozy RPGs now, and I've played one or two of them. I think I told you I finished Bloomtown.
We're just kids you're killing.
Right.
I need this police business for some reason.
But yeah, I finished Bloomtown a while back, and that was just a cozy RPG, and it was so good. It was kind of like sprite-based Persona.
Okay. I've been hearing, and it's like, the thing is about cozy gaming, it is still in its infancy, and you could say a lot of things are cozy gaming. It's not, I know it's not just farming sims, though at the same time. Yeah,
it's more of an aesthetic.
That seems to be, it's an aesthetic, but farming does seem to be a big factor in a lot of them. I would
it
say
does, yeah.
Them. Even if you're
like
running a tavern or something.
Or like some element of like life building kind of thing.
Yeah. Like Animal Crossing, I guess, didn't have farming at first. It was more just like building a town and stuff. But yeah, they usually share those kind of aspects.
Yeah, Animal Crossing is definitely a AAA cozy game.
Stardew added the thing that Harvest Moon didn't have, which is the mines, like a battling, fighting kind of aspect to it.
Right.
But yeah, what I was saying is like so many of these games involve this, and yet the one that started it is kind of still the best at it, which is kind of interesting. Well, I mean, I guess Souls-likes are the same way, right? Where it's like, what are the best ones? Probably from Software. But other people are doing good ones, like frickin' Life of Pi. I've heard so many good things about. Or Lies of P.
Life of P. Life of Pi.
Life of Pi, whoops.
A new title from Play the Hit Studio, The Life of Pi.
Yeah, Stardew Valley is kind of is one of the best cozy games out there, maybe the best. And so it's just like, when a really good one comes out, people take notice. Like, only one cozy game, I think, got any attention from me last year, as far as, I've actually heard of this. That was Fields of Mystery.
Fields of Mystery, I missed that one.
Because it's actually good. And again, I haven't played it. But it's the only one I heard of. And how many cozy games actually came out last year? Like 50, probably.
Right. You may want to check out Bloomtown, actually.
Yeah, you were telling me about Bloomtown. I'll see if I wishlisted it, but I saw the page.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's the gameplay is pretty much exactly Persona 5. The aesthetic, the sprites are really, really good. And it kind of tickles the nostalgia bone of people who grew up in the era that you and I did. Not just because it's a sprite-based RPG, but because it's set in like the rural 1960s Americana kind of vibe that you and I grew up with. Even though we were definitely not 60s babies, like...
No, but like Napoleon.
Napoleon was like 20 years behind. You know?
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, it's also like it's very queer positive. It tackles some like real heavy issues too, and so it's like it's a cozy game, but it's not a light game, if that makes sense.
I get you. Okay. I like games that have either a lesson or just like a commentary.
It's got very positive messages about like kind of moving past like abuse and other things like that. It's really good.
Yeah,
definitely.
And I would agree,
checking
Sparks.
It out.
Yeah, not bad.
Sparks is talking about like cozy gaming really came into its own, became a thing like when we needed it, and it's like it's what do you call it? Stardew Valley, but kind of what really kicked it off.
Welcome to
in a big way was 2020.
Oh shoot!
Oh yeah,
freaking Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
COVID, and then like Animal Crossing was like took over my whole.
I better catch her before it does.
I played a lot of Doom Eternal that year.
Yeah.
And actually, Connor introduced me to Animal Crossing. We bought that for him, and he loved it so much.
Yeah, that's
that
right.
I started playing with him. I'm like, oh shit, I love this game.
Yeah, I wasn't into Animal Crossing. It was Addie that was playing it, and she was playing it with other people, and I was just like, I want to play.
I want to play.
I was getting jealous, and then I started playing it, and I was just like, oh shit, this is fun, but a little stressful for me because it's just like, oh no, time's slipping away. I need to keep doing things before I still have the sun. This fucking stage.
I know, it's so good.
And also one of the most frustrating on the DX version, where it's just
because
like, this isn't how it was.
Yep, the hairpin controls on the dream. Look, here we go.
Yeah,
there it is.
Fuck yeah.
I didn't jump. But
I mean, you choked right at the end.
I did. But proof
no,
of
like
concept
immediately,
right there.
Proof of concept. I see where you're going with it.
You can run up the rail.
And that was so
which
fucking
is physically
hard.
impossible in the GameCube version.
Dude, I'm gonna look at the fucking run that we did and watch you struggle with that and just like, what are we saying? Is it just like, yeah, I think what we were saying is, man, we suck. Like, look how old we've gotten, and it's just like, we should have believed in
But
ourselves.
no, it turns out, like, yeah, I've gotten old. Like, I'm pretty sure my, 13-year-old self could still beat my ass in this game, but I've still got it, man. I've got my mojo. And that makes me feel pretty good.
You're going up and down and all around. You fucked it up. You fucked up the song.
You fucked up the song. Why would you do that? Who put those there? You don't even need them.
You're already so fast.
You're already fast. Makes you go marginally faster.
That's true in this game more than the 2D ones.
Gotta go a little bit faster. God, I love it so much. That is so cool.
And you still have that control. Like, yes, it's like you're staying on the road, but you can fly off if you keep holding left or some shit. And you can, like, move around a little bit, even going that fast.
Yeah, I mean, like, I just zipped through that, because, again, it's all muscle memory, and this game lets you have such twitch reflexes. I want to read what Sparks is saying, but, again, this part is so twitch.
See. I need to put fluid in my eyes, but let's see. Oh, God, I'm getting motion sick just watching. Nice. I'm pretty sure they don't call it...
I hate to brag, but I'm pretty fucking good
mojo.
at this.
Sparks doesn't know what you have, but you still have it.
Let's see,
I love
was
this song.
13 when this came out, so what did I have? I had a weight problem, low self-esteem, and a whole lot of Mountain Dew.
Fuck, I want some Mountain Dew.
Actually, I was never that into Mountain Dew. I always like, I don't know, lower caffeine ones, like just regular old Coke and Sprite.
I was, as a teenager, most of my stuff was influenced by just what my mom would buy. So I was really into Pepsi Jazz and Fresca.
Fresca, dude, Fresca kicks ass.
Fresca was fucking awesome, and it was 0 calories.
Yeah, they don't even need a
yeah.
diet version because it's already 0 cal.
Yeah, and I never felt like, maybe you're already starting with the diet version, and I'm sure Fresca has fucking aspartame or something, I don't know. But
oh, sure.
It tasted wonderful.
It did.
I could drink Fresca
does.
all day.
Every once in a while, like, I'll see Fresca in the stores, I'm like, fucking give me that Fresca.
Pepsi Jazz, I do miss it. It was,
Remember Pepsi
I feel like
Crystal?
nowadays, I don't, but...
It was just clear Pepsi. They brought it back for, a couple of years ago.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Temporarily.
Oh, wait, yeah, I do. I do remember that. I was like, I don't remember when it first came out. Just the horrible commercials that I see on YouTube. Or Jim showed me something, this promotional video. Why should your store stock Pepsi Crystal? And it was, it was also kind of fucked up. But...
Oh, man. Where can she be?
I don't know what Sparks is referencing here. Do you guys remember those element drinks in the cool glass bottles? I don't.
Cool glass bottle? Element drinks.
I'll cut him off at the
What were those?
I thought she was talking about Mondo, but that was plastic.
I do
Glass
remember those,
bottle.
like, fruit. They had fruit on the label, but they were not fruit in any way, shape, or form in, like, the vending machines at our schools back in high school. What were those called?
That I don't know.
They were just, like, pure sugar.
The only thing I could think of these days are Snapple Elements, but I don't think
It
that's
wasn't
what Sparks is
Snapple.
referencing.
Let me go, you
Crap, what were those called? It's gonna drive me insane.
Hey there, bull
So
brain.
there's Mondo.
You better get
Tropico
ready.
was not really
Squash
popular.
The one that I'm thinking of had kind of like a vaguely fruit-sounding name, like Frizzazzle, or I don't know.
Best viewers on stream, boo. Remove the space. Oh, okay. Weird. It's like you're trying to get around.
Remove.
Hey, what's happening here?
It's like telling you how to not get flagged. You know what to do, Sparks. But hey, thank you, hardcore precision, whatever.
Stop!
Oh, hardcore pressure. Wow, like it did. Those two words did not connect in my brain, and so I was like trying to make sense of it. Hardcore press URIs.
Shoot! I lost her again!
You suck, Sonic.
Again, selectively slow. He's only slow when he's not like really invested in the
Oh
situation.
no, Amy's getting kidnapped.
Oh no, not Amy.
this game, yeah, the scenario was so good, and they did intersect things like when you were separated from Tails. You know, you might be on the egg carrier already or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, it was good.
They did do a wonderful job just like making a actually kind of fun story in this game.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Ancient City was good. Let's see. So what? Say Red Mountain I know is next.
Yes, you're right. Red Mountain, then
power?
there's... I think we're on the egg carrier for a little bit, but then we get knocked off and we go into the pyramid,
Try the
right?
Lightspeed dash toward the enemy.
What was that?
This, you can now do the
It's Red
Lightspeed
Mountain,
attack.
and then we're on the egg carrier, but I don't think it's a
Yeah.
full stage, right?
It is a full stage, but you don't start in the stage. Like, you get on the egg carrier. I think you have to find the stage, do the egg carrier stage, which is just the outside of the ship, basically. And then you fight Chaos 6. You come down here and do stage 9, which is like the ancient pyramid thing. And then you do the final egg, which is... I always used to think Final Egg was part of the egg carrier, but it's just like his base that he happened to build.
Yeah, that's right. Dude, you know what's funny?
Do it.
I was
Jump.
so blown away with the graphics as a kid playing this game that even though there's like absolutely nothing over here, this was one of those areas where like I would just like hang out and just like admire the skybox. You know,
Oh,
like,
yeah. I get
wow,
you.
Look how open and beautiful it is.
And it was. Like, think about the first time you got to the courtyard in Mario 64. Where
Right.
It's just like, there's something out here, isn't there? And it turns out later on, yeah, there was Ghost House. But, like, I was over here searching, being like, I'm missing something. Because every once in a while, they'd put in, like, hey, here's a 10-ring thing out
Yeah.
in the overworld. Or here's an emblem. And it would be like, oh, hidden secrets.
Right?
Like, I loved that there's so many hidden emblems. Like, you're doing kind of a casual playthrough.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you haven't done a single one because there's not one that's like super easy that's on the way, you know? I mean, I'm sure there are, but like, yeah, and then like hidden enemy, just like, oh shit, you got to kill an enemy to get here. And
But yeah, you like see
like
those like
maybe the
really
only
low
enemy.
res skyboxes and everything, and I just remember like looking at those and thinking, wow, it's so amazing looking. And like the jungle too, like, you know, you
Yeah.
could just like get lost in the jungle.
it's
and actually,
big. It was huge.
it actually was kind of, and the layout's confusing. So there was some like secret stuff to find in the
There was
jungle
like
in this
3
game.
hidden emblems in the fucking jungle.
Yep.
Also, this might be my 3rd favorite stage. I don't know. Like, the egg carrier is good too. The egg carrier gives you this sense of, oh shit, like I'm actually infiltrating this ship, like
Right.
as it's flying through and being crazy, and I'm about to fly off this fucking thing. Like, egg carrier gave you a sense of scale that was really cool.
Yes,
This stage, I think, was it's just a perfectly executed stage.
it is. It's
There's
really
not
well done,
really
and the
anything
music is so
gimmicky.
good too.
It is.
Oh, I missed it.
There's not like a central gimmick, but there's like definitely different like routes to take, you know? Like it feels like a 2D Sonic stage in 3D.
It does. It reminds me of the one in Sonic 2. You know exactly
the
what I'm
lava?
talking about.
Yeah, with the
lava and the mountain.
scales and yeah,
Yep.
well, not scales, what do you call those things? Teeter-totters.
Yes. What was that stage called? Shoot.
Wind Valley Zone, that's probably not it.
No.
I'm sure it was like Valley Marble Zone or something.
Yeah, like 16-bit Sonic level names were weird as shit.
They were.
They had nothing
You
to do
talk
with
about
anything except for
whole
like what
verticality
drugs
and
they were
stuff.
experimenting with at that moment.
I remember the
Oh!
sections and like the specific cliff sides and stuff. I would do like a spin jump where I would like charge myself up and then like hit jump immediately as soon as I let go to like not glitch. I don't think it was a glitch. I think it was just like how Sonic controlled, where you could like fly through something by spin jumping and then jumping because he would keep his momentum in the jump.
Yes.
And so you would just like fly through, I don't know, a 20th of a stage or something real quick.
All right, I'm getting too carried away with going fast. There we go. Damn it.
This fucking puzzle, right? It's not a puzzle, but like this thing would be glitchy as hell in Sonic 06.
Yeah, and like I want to go fast through it, and you just can't. What a good game.
It is.
Didn't hit the right one.
I hope just like one person stumbles across this playthrough who like didn't know that the Dreamcast version was so much better than the DX. It's like,
I hope so too.
I gotta play this.
We gotta call it something, like give it a clickbaity name that no one's ever called it before, like
The real
Sonic Adventure
3D
1 OG.
game you didn't know about.
and make like some picture of Sonic that looks old but also doesn't exist.
Right. Nintendo
That's
doesn't
why
want you to
AI's
discover
here.
this 3D Sonic.
This fucking song.
Right?
Sega got fucking funky. They had Yuji Naka, well, Yuji Naka, fucking Sonic, but what's his name? Who the fuck?
It wasn't the guy who pretended to be deaf, was it?
No, not that guy. That was Capcom's guy.
That was Capcom's guy.
The guy that
Shit.
did the fucking soundtrack for, you can do it.
Oh,
You got rings at least,
What
so if
is
you have to...
happening?
He's just wigging out, man. This music.
Oh my god! Alright. Well,
Well, there you go. Some
I'll
insurance.
be using that here.
No.
There we go.
No.
Sweet release of death.
Okay, who's the fucking composer for most of the music in Jet Set Radio?
Oh, Jet Set, man.
Let's see. Jet Set Radio.
What a weird game that was, too.
It was.
So good,
And
but so
it
weird.
didn't always control the best.
No.
It was pretty floaty, but it's a good game.
But when you got used to it, it was super satisfying.
Yeah. Composer. Hideki Nakanuma. That guy's crazy.
You know what I think I miss more than anything about, like, this era of games? Is how much time I had to play games.
Yeah.
Like, I was old enough to stay up late on weekends, right? And like, my free time was mine to do with what I want. Like, I didn't have a, like, really regimented schedule that I had to stick to because I was a little kid or anything.
Yeah.
You know, I developed my own interest, and Dad was cool with that. So, like, I would just play a whole bunch of games. And I think, even though the Dreamcast had a comparatively small library compared to, like, SNES and PS1, I played a lot more unique games that I might not have otherwise tried
Yeah, I
on
get
this
you.
console. Like Jet Set. Or like, even, like, the 2K sports games were really good.
Those were good.
Like, you didn't have to be an NFL fan or an NBA fan to love NFL and NBA 2K. Those were excellent games.
It was like the first time, like most of them still played like they did on the 16-bit consoles, but they were just so tight.
Yes, there
They
was
were
that.
like-
There was that Sega arcadiness to them. That
Yes.
like, even though they were more kind of sim inspired, they definitely had like fun gameplay mechanics.
Those old 2K games were like the last of the
Remember having free
like
time? Yeah.
arcadey feeling sports games
Yeah,
that
not
weren't like
bad.
Blitz or Street or something, which are also awesome games.
Yeah.
But just the regular sports games that were tight, controlled arcade games and not like simulation games.
Yeah, like you look at modern sport games, they're so dry because like they're
think
basically
so.
like in a race with each other to see who can like capture the actual feel of
Authenticity.
the game itself, which is kind of funny because like unless you're actually on a field engaged in it, they're not actually very fun to experience through a television screen.
I don't think so. The modern games, you know, it is one of those games. These games tend to low-key sell really well every year without making headlines. And I think it's just sports fans are the fans
Yeah.
of them. Not to sound obvious, but it's like, I wouldn't consider you and me like huge sport heads.
No, not at all.
But those games were fun.
Yeah, they
And
absolutely
nowadays,
were.
I think it's like people who are really into the sports and into like following stats and stuff and having the authenticity of these players actually look like the players.
Right. Yeah.
I think they're the ones that get the big kick out of it.
And I will say that they probably also appeal a lot to people who are into like online competitive games, which I'm not.
I get you. Yeah, me either.
So there's probably like a lot of fun to be had there with like, you know, you and your friend are like really super into soccer, so you both get FIFA and you know, play each other online. I could see that being a thrill.
Also, you probably do. I don't mean to diminish your intelligence, but do you remember there's a charge beam with this plane?
Nope.
Yeah.
you diminished that intelligence, baby. I did not remember that.
Laser beams.
Shit. Was this in the first one, too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. Why did I forget that? It is such a basic gameplay element.
It's also, like, weirdly just, like, there's no downside to it.
Nope. You can use it as much as you
like
want.
Fucking laser beams.
I mean, shit. it's how you're supposed to play these.
Hope you know what you're doing.
You bet. Watch this.
I'm gonna kill us both, Sonic. What? He kills him. He throws him off. I gotta get rid of this dead weight.
Boss fight. Yeah, and then things like this, like they made 2 stages for this, and that's it. And it was fun.
Yeah.
But they had to make a whole mechanic for it. And then only
Which
use
I
it
mostly
twice.
forgot about.
Yeah, well, I mean, I respect it. Like, it's not the most fun thing. It's not fucking.
But it's entertaining.
R-type, but it's entertaining,
Yeah.
and it gives you the sense of immersion that you actually stuck onto this thing instead of just like stage 3 egg carrier. You know, like you actually
that was
fucking
kind of a cool
infiltrated
thing.
it.
Like, because it was in 3D, they kind of felt like they had to connect the stages more organically than they did in the 16-bit games.
Yeah.
Which is also kind of funny because that sort of carried over into Sonic Mania a little bit, where like, you know, it wasn't an open world or anything like that, but they did connect like one zone to the next.
Yeah, they
visually
did it really well. Better than Sonic 3 did it pretty well too, but Mania I think did even better.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Dude, another like I mentioned how like certain parts of this game will like transport me back to like 1999, and one game that really wasn't very good at all, but I played the shit out of. Do you remember Blue Stinger?
No.
It was a release title. It was
Dreamcast?
kind of Resident Evil, but not really.
The Resident Evil not really I remember is Carrion. I think it's called Carrion. Maybe it's Contagion. That's not Contagion. Well, I'll figure it out, but it was like fungus people.
Oh, okay. I never played that one. I played the Ring,
I remember
which wasn't
there
very
was a
good
demo
either.
disc. So what was Blue Stinger like?
Blue Stinger was almost like a tech demo for the Dreamcast. Like, it looked so good for its time.
Okay.
I remember looking at the gameplay graphics and thinking like, holy crap, this looks like a, you know, CG scene from FF7. It didn't, but you know, it at the time though, it was really something. And the gameplay was super clunky, and a lot of the environments when you got into like the interior areas were pretty samey. But it was still cool. Like, it was fun. It was definitely not scary, but it was more like a action thriller kind of game. And yeah, it was a release title, and I just had never seen anything like it at the time.
Okay. Jeez. What did I buy aside from? I think Sonic Adventure was definitely my first Dreamcast game, obviously.
Yeah.
Jet Set Radio was not that far from. Oh, GTA 2, I think was pretty close to being a release title, if it wasn't a release title. Even though that was on PlayStation 1 and everything. Definitely an early Dreamcast game.
Yeah. You know, go ahead.
Oh, I was just thinking, like, and then obviously there was Shenmue.
Yeah. No, I wish Shenmue were a release title, but, you know, that was worth the wait.
No, we had to wait a little bit.
God, that was so good.
Shenmue was amazing.
Yeah. The day that I got my Dreamcast, which again was Christmas morning, 1999, I remember exactly, like, I could tell you, like, down to what I ate, like the exact details of that day, because it's so singed in my mind. It was like the future is now. But I got Sonic Adventure, I got Blue Stinger, and I got Soul Calibur. And like from the moment I woke up to like 2 in the morning on December 26th, I was playing the Dreamcast. It was so
That's
good.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that
I
was
think I
just
made
like-
it through Sonic's entire scenario that day, and then a lot of Blue Stinger, and I got really into Soul Calibur, and yeah.
That is going to be a day you will always remember.
It really will.
Yeah,
Like,
'cause
when I'm on my,
it-
like, deathbed, like, and the life starts flashing before my eyes, that'll probably be one of the days that I remember.
And it's just like...
Like my
I know
wedding,
at
the birth of my
time-
son, the day I got the Dreamcast.
At the time, you were having fun, of course. But it's just like, if you could tell yourself, hey, this is like kind of going to be one of the best days of your life.
Yeah, you know, that's kind of funny when you aren't expecting to have one of the... What the shit? When you
You're
aren't
on that
expecting to have
railroad.
one of the best days of your life, and it just kind of pans out that way.
Yeah. I hear you.
Interestingly
And it's
enough,
just
not to make you feel too good about yourself, but our trip to Souders Village when we became friends is one of those days where I can recall, like, down to the minute details.
Yeah. Those trips were fun with y'all.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it was like one of the few times when I was that young that I would like stayed up all night.
Wait, are we talking about the same thing?
I think so.
I'm talking about like literally the field trip where we became friends.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm thinking of the lake.
Oh no, yeah, no, I remember a lot of those, though not like a specific memory necessarily, but like that field trip, like getting on the bus, like getting assigned seats and not really knowing you very well at all, and then we just started randomly talking about like Mortal Kombat and like
Mortal Kombat and
what
the
monster could kill
Universal
what
monsters. Yeah.
Yep. And then going around like Souders Village and like seeing like these, you know, buildings that were built in like the 1800s that were somehow still standing. And
Gosh, that I don't remember as well. I remember the bus trip.
I remember the bus trip very vividly. I remember the smith, the guy doing metal works there. That was kind of
you know
cool.
what? I remember that too. Yeah, because that was my first time seeing like a blacksmith.
And then weirdly, I remember like you know what this kind of reminds me of is this game called Final Fantasy, like where you go into like these different villages and you know, like you were talking about like buying swords, and so I'm like, oh, that actually sounds kind of cool. I'm gonna have to see this game.
Oh fuck, that's awesome.
And then you introduced me to FF2/4.
Which
Like
I think
later
the
that
first
year.
thing I showed you was the Zeramis fight, because I'm like, this is the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, right. You showed me the ending as the very first thing. And you were like narrating the voices and everything. That was fun. Special brother.
Sorry. I just loved it so much. I
Oh
wanted to
yeah,
share
absolutely. So did I. Like immediately.
it.
Like I watched you play like 5 minutes of that. I'm like, well, I've got to figure out how to get a copy of this.
I was about to say.
Which sucked though, because we became friends in '95, and that game had already been out since '92 in
3
America.
years at least. Yeah.
And it was real hard to find.
I can imagine, yeah.
Fortunately, FF3/6 had just come out at that time, and so knowing that I was getting into Final... What the fuck? I just got carried away there.
I love this part of the stage.
Like I asked my dad about it. I'm like, hey, so Max just showed me this game called Final Fantasy, and it's like I've never seen it in any stores because, you know, it was an RPG, and, you know, RPGs were super niche in those days.
Yeah.
And so we looked for it in a couple stores around Napoleon, no dice. We eventually went to my grandmother's house in Pittsburgh, where they had a way better selection not only of stores, but of like games in those stores. And while I didn't find FF4, they did have a sealed copy of FF3, 6, whatever.
Oh, nice.
God damn. And like that was another day that is very ingrained in my brain, because
Oh, that's awesome.
one, I remember you showing me a little bit of it, but I remember like I really wanted to play FF4 with Cecil, and god damn it, what am I doing wrong?
I think they all drop out eventually.
Yeah, they do, but I'm just apparently being too slow. God damn. No! Again?
Just just abuse that home and attack.
I guess, like, but this isn't that hard. Or it shouldn't be.
So, did you play FF6 for the first time in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, so, like, I remember, I had my SNES hooked up to the TV in my grandma's apartment bedroom, and I just, like, camped out in there that whole trip, and just played through, like, I think I got all the way to the World of Ruin.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like, in 3 days.
And that game was obviously super special as well. Like,
right. Well, and unlike 4, though, I had no idea how it ended or really anything that happened in it, because, like, you showed me a very little bit. Like, you showed me some of the combat that was pretty early game, and so, like, I had no idea what to expect through any of it. And so, like a couple of moments that were super pivotal for me for some reason was, well, not for some reason, they were brilliant. The part where the party divides up and you play as Sabin and you're like away from the rest of the team and everything. That was so cool.
It is cool, yeah. And it's just like, I know that stuff just seems like, yeah, whatever. What's so special about that now? But no, it was so different.
It was.
It's hard to explain, like, experiencing that kind of stuff for the first time.
Right.
You know, like, what other experience, like, I don't know. For me, a big experience, I'm trying to think of modern. The last experience I had something like that, and we had these kind of experiences all the time. Like you said, new systems coming out, like the Dreamcast, and it's just like, holy shit, this is changing the whole game.
And you know,
it's just like,
clearly we were the only
like,
ones who, like, thought that these, like, kind of mundane things were super pivotal in, like, our development, because modern games still imitate them quite a bit.
Yeah.
So like, there's entire developers who grew up playing these games too, and had a very similar experience to us, and now they're kind of paying homage to them in their own games.
Yeah, paying homage, but also it's kind of like, you know, you don't have to mess with the basics so much. Like,
no.
At its core, a lot of these games still play the same,
right?
Even if there's a lot more to them. Like, yeah. And some of these things, it's just like, people don't understand, like, how limited our thinking always is until we're, you know, in the future or something. Like,
right.
Your hindsight is just like, how is this not obvious to us? But yes, I don't know whether it's just imitating or it's hard to think outside the box, whatever box we make for ourselves.
Yeah.
But it was hard to imagine a video game where you could go left.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It's like, why would that be hard to imagine? Well, it was, okay?
Yeah,
like,
someone had to think of it first.
And then it was just like, what the fuck? Like,
hey, good night, Sparks. I think we're gonna wrap this up too.
Night, Sparks.
Because, man,
no,
this was the best
It might be. But
idea
let's
we
just
could have had
sprint.
for this episode.
That was a good bail. I'll give it to you.
Yep. Every once in a while, like, sorry to anyone who somehow stumbles across this channel that's a huge Sonic Colors fan, but I'm sorry. This game trumps it in every way.
Still call it like Sonic Colors Episode 4 or something.
Yeah, I just deceive people.
That's how you indoctrinate the kids, man.
I'm gonna have to do like a special
trick 'em.
intro though, where it like starts out being Sonic Colors, but then we like go back to the title splash and it's Sonic Adventure.
Just put like a cut of like all the times you dying.
Yeah, right.
And just be like, Okay, let's play a good game.
Yeah, let's play a good game.
Again,
all right.
I don't want to shit on Sonic Colors so much, but Sonic Adventure.
No, because like it's good for a modern 3D Sonic, but again, like the whole point of playing this is they had it down, like they had something, and they just never followed up with it.
It's weird. It's like, I don't know if the team just changed that much.
I think so.
Or
I
what,
think they were on
but-
different projects, or I don't know, they aged out or something. I don't know.
I
Hard
know
to say
we're
why
never
they
gonna
didn't
see it,
stick with this formula.
but I want to see Sonic Adventure 3. You don't call it anything else, just Sonic Adventure 3.
Yeah,
And it's just fucking the lost levels of this game, you know?
right. Just bring it back, man. All right, dude. Well, next time on Play the Hits, we're probably going to play more of this and then slowly work our way through the other projects that we've been meaning to do or finish.
Maybe we go kind of backwards.
Yeah, right.
We'll do like
we'll eventually finish
Bloodstained.
Cuphead and Ocarina of Time, and God, Ocarina of Time we did dirty. So
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
the oldest one I could think of that's unfinished, but maybe there's something else.
right. All right, we'll see you next time, buddy.
All right, man. See you next time.